Hey guys, so today I'm going to show you how to wrap the taillight bezel from your Camaro at 2010 to 2013. You can use this technique to wrap almost anything. I'm going to just show you guys how we're wrapping this one because we're doing it right now. So we sanded down, you can see we had a couple little nicks in the paint that would show through the wrap. So we just sanded it down smooth so you don't see them through the wrap. Just make sure you use a prep-all spray. It's easier if you have two people to do it when you're first applying the wrap onto the part, and then of course if somebody could help you with the heat gun. You could also do it with one person. It's a lot trickier by yourself, but I'm gonna have Michelle help me out right now. When you cut out the piece, see this is the size of the piece of the wrap, and this is the actual piece. You want to oversize it by quite a bit. Even though the wrap stretches, you don't want to cut it too close and then the edges lifting up later on. So when you're applying it to the part, make sure you put it very tight and try to favor the side that needs more stretching. And once it's pretty centered and
I have plenty of room on this side.
I go a little more that way, right there. Just lay it down, and depends on the piece you're wrapping. If it's a flat surface, of course start off in the center and then just work it out. But because this piece has a hollow spot, you want to capture the edges of it pretty well before, and just lay it down, because then after that, once the edges are captured in, everything else is pretty much easy because it just folds down. Okay, so right now we're going to start off with the side that needs the most stretching. So if you could see under here, this one's going to require a little bit more stretching than the rest, because the rest just folds over basically. So here we're going to start. Try and get down the little edges as tight as possibly before you start, because those could pinch on you and then you're going to have wrinkles and creases. Okay, go ahead, give it some heat. Okay.
You can't be afraid to manipulate the wrap. The wrap will move. You just gotta...
You can't be afraid to like stretch the wrap. The wrap does have a good amount of stretching room. Go ahead. Okay. Example, you see right here how it creased over itself. If that happens, just let the wrap cool down for a second and lightly lift up the area and then reheat it. Okay, and the crease is gone. Wrap's pretty forgiving as long as you don't overheat it and get to the breaking point. It's pretty easy to work with. Heat it up.
And you want to hold the heat gun at a good distance away. You don't want to...
About, I would say anywhere between like 8 to 12 inches away.
Okay. Yeah. Heat up, This is our side. Heat up.
I'll link the website below where I get all my wrap from. It's from Metro Restyling. I never had issues with their wrap before. Quality, it's all the high brands, 3M, Avery. Okay, so right now I'm basically just tucking all the edges around, pulling everything tight, make sure it's covered. Kind of similar to like this, but I'm gonna, once it gets tight, I'm gonna reheat it, push it down, and cut it to appropriate distance. I'm gonna skip forward right now. I'm gonna finish all the edges, and I'll show you guys how to do the center part in a second. Okay, normally you could use the Knifeless Tape for bigger pieces, for trim pieces, and especially parts behind, like right here where nobody's ever gonna see. You could just take a razor blade and cut right on the vinyl on the part, cut the edges,
But if you're wrapping like a body piece, then you're definitely gonna want to
Yeah.
use.
If it's anything with paint or any visible sections, even if it's not visible, if it's anything besides trim pieces, I would recommend.
Plastic pieces.
Yeah, I would recommend using knifeless tape. We're just doing this because this is for one of our cars, and we're never gonna look behind the trim
Bezel.
pieces. Yeah. Basically, right here, this is where we're gonna cut, and there's a second crease back here. I didn't heat it up. Here, I'll heat it up right now. I'll show you guys. I got it. We're not gonna care much about the wrinkles in the back side right here. Again, nobody's gonna see them, so we're gonna cut it right here along this edge, and we're gonna leave about a good finger of properly laid vinyl, something about like this. You don't want to leave it like this or like this because it's gonna peel up.
If it's wrinkled like this, it lets debris and water get in, which
Yeah.
makes the stickiness lose its stickiness.
The flatter you get it, the longer it's gonna last you, basically. Okay, so now I'm gonna show you guys how to push down the hollow spots on vents, bezels, anything with an open spot, basically. So again, you're gonna start off on the spot that needs the most work. For us, it's the bottom, this area. So you want to heat it up pretty evenly around the edges. And again, if this is your first time wrapping, don't stay too close to the wrap with the heat gun like I just did. We have it at the lower setting, so I know when it gets too hot for the wrap.
Take your time
Yeah.
wrapping.
I'm using a Kawasaki heat gun. I bought it from AutoZone, I think it was. It was like $20. You could buy a high-end one if you want. I bought this one. It's cheap and it does the job.
We wrapped his entire car with this thing, and it's still going.
Well, we wrapped the motorcycle too.
Oh yeah.
These two corners right here are gonna be the trickiest spots because they're right angle corners, and we're gonna try and get the wrap underneath.
More acute, actually.
Okay, whatever. So now that's pretty much all the way as far back as the part is. You're gonna heat up a good amount on the entire center, and try to push as far back down as you can before you make the cuts to tuck it under.
Fold it in.
Okay, if you guys see all these lines and air bubbles, those will go away. 3M has this new wrap. It's called Rapid Release, I think, and it basically exhales out all the air that's stuck underneath the wrap. These lines are just from us stretching and tucking the wrap. Those will go away after over 24 hours, sometimes 48, depending. But there's nothing to worry about if you see those lines while you're wrapping.
You guys can see how cool the wrap is when it like retakes form when you heat it up.
Yeah, like watch.
It's really cool. And if you like scratch it with like a razor or anything and you heat up the scratch just completely disappears.
Okay, so we're gonna make the first cut we're gonna make is down the center. And the next cuts sides. And this is a brand new razor blade. 3M 1080 series wrap is pretty strong and it's durable. Like you could make scratch marks in the wrap, heat it up, and brand new. So if anybody else thought I was using a dull blade.
This is a fresh blade and it's like difficult to cut the wrap, which is really good.
The trickier the spot you're wrapping, the more you have to cut it so you fold it over. You're gonna cut off all the stuff anyway, so it doesn't matter how you cut it. It's just easier for you in the long run. Okay, so now we're gonna start pulling it down. And when you're coming around these corners and any tight corner or small tight corner like this, the wrap is gonna rip as you're pulling it down. You can't avoid that. It's just wrap has a movement to it. It's just not that extreme. So the way we're gonna do it, just start off in the center of it here. And so it doesn't, so you don't want it to crease over here and leave like a little crease line in the corner. You take it and you stretch as far back as you can. Okay, so if you can see, it takes a lot of stretching and the wrap is gonna rip a little to get it in these corners and especially fold down so it's all hidden. You could cut it right on the line and not worry about these corners, but we prefer to tuck it under so it has extra grip. Okay guys, so we just finished wrapping it. We trimmed all the pieces off and it's basically done. Then that's how you guys wrap small tricky bezel pieces. If you guys have any more questions about wrapping, just leave them in the comments below, and I'll try and answer them as best.
We'll show you guys what the wrapped bezels look like on my car when we put them on.
Yeah, what she said. And so the next video I'm going to be doing is about my seats I'm getting from Kiffer Auto. If anybody has any questions about the seats, any parts of the interior while my car is being taken apart, just please feel free to ask and I'll try and get it as soon as possible. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Hey guys, so here's a quick video of the product in daytime. That's all wrapped, and those tail lights were cleared and buffed. She doesn't have the spoiler on right now because we're doing a carbon fiber winglet version on hers. So I just want to show you guys quick end result. These things will go away. This is from last night's wrap. There we go.